So yesterday I didn't. Yesterday was a wash. Not a wash, but yesterday I missed the whole day. That's what happened. Yesterday I missed the whole day. All of this this Swedish you know, sunlight thing. Like the sun rises at like 4 in the morning over here, and in Sweden they get like 8 months without the sun. It's like cold and dark for 8 months, and then they have 4 months where they have sunshine. So we're just coming out of it, or rather they're just coming out of it, and here I am just getting the first glimpses, the first glimmers of sunlight. All right, so I'm not used to it, and yesterday I slept until like noon. I didn't leave my accommodation until like 2 o'clock, and yeah, so the whole day I didn't do much. I did call my grandma, which I recorded. I hope she's okay with that, and I put that video together, so it was somewhat productive. It was a very quick and easy video to make, and that's how most of these videos should be. However, sometimes I guess I get a little carried away. All right, so today I'm gonna make it more productive, more eventful, starting out my day. It's like 9, almost 10 in the morning, and yeah, that's where I am. So let's see what this day brings. We're gonna go to the Nobel Prize Museum, Alfred Nobel's museum, and check it out. It opens at 11, so I've got some time to kill. All right, I'm crossing the street illegally. The light turned red, so that's what I am. Let me turn here. I don't do this often. Let's go. All right, so look at this. For this part of the globe, this must be a familiar sight. These rings, these rainbows around the sun. Hey, look, I looked up and I saw another omen in the sky. Look, nah. I mean, it's quite cool. Look at that. Oh, yeah. Pretty cool. All right, I'm gonna switch to super view. There it is. Pretty cool, eh? So it's like Central Station or something. I don't know where I am, but it's gotta be Central Station. But here's the McDonald's. Got the Mickey D's over here. Let's see the eating area. On the menu. Oh wait. Big and tasty something. I made a mistake. Oh yeah, there it is. Spraken. English. Menu. Creamy Chipotle, big and tasty. 109, big tasty bacon and company. A double quarter pounder with cheese. Big Mac company with cheese. Quarter pounder with cheese. A lot of burgers. Spicy chicken McNuggets. A whole bunch of stuff here. Filet of fish. Another 109 item. Eating area, dining area. Let's stand up there. Alright, so I came in here. I've been walking around the city and I came in here to use the restroom because I went to some other locations to use the restroom, stores, restaurants, and they were closed and their restroom wasn't open, and then I came here. There's a pigeon flying through Central Station, and then I went to one restaurant and the lady told me to go down 2 floors, and then after going down 2 floors, she said go to the Co-op, which is a supermarket chain. I've seen it in Switzerland and other locations. Yeah, this is Central Station right here. I remember being over here. All right, so she told me go to go down 2 floors and then go to the Co-op, and then after that she said it was a long distance, and go to the restroom down there, which I did. And I thought it was annoying that I had to go to the restroom, or that these stores, these places didn't have restrooms. I thought that was annoying. However, yeah, even though that was annoying, what I found to be true about their restrooms, their public restrooms, is actually kind of impressive. And so anyhow, their restrooms are just like these halls with doors, with rooms with doors, and everyone just goes into the hall and chooses a door to go behind and do their business. And it's men and women are given access to it, and yeah, so that's it. Now the other thing is you have to pay to enter. So I paid 10 kroner to enter the restroom. So the restrooms are clean, they're well maintained and clean and all that stuff, so that's a good thing. But that's the experience of going to the restroom that I've had today. Public restrooms, I can't speak for all of them, but if that's the situation, if that's how it goes, then well, that's how it goes. So that's been my experience. Peace. I get the impression that Sweden is a lot like Japan, and with all of these Japanese restaurants, that kind of confirms it for me. Everywhere I look, I see sushi this and sushi that. Last night I went to a restaurant, Negu. It looks like nigga. And that's not really, I don't feel too bad about saying that, because I mean, how do you say king or king of kings in Amharic, or maybe it was Ge'ez, but Negus, as we like to use it, niggas, N-E-G-U-S. So the name of the restaurant is N-E-G-U, Negu, or nigga, as I like to call it. So even though it's even though there are a lot of Japanese inspired restaurants around here, I say inspired because they're not manned by Japanese. So last night, that restaurant I went to, Mongolians worked there. So that was interesting. All of this is pretty familiar to me now. I've been walking over here for the past 3 days. When I arrived, I walked this way mistakenly. Then the following day, I came back over here thinking that the places were open. And then after that, well, yesterday I stayed indoors. But today, here I am again, back at it, walking the same path, headed to the Nobel Prize Museum. Just another day in Stockholm. As I was walking, there was kind of a surprised look on the woman's face. She was walking her dog and she was like, oh, as if she expected something to happen, like, oh my gosh, he's going to hurt me or something. And like calm down. Could care less about whatever you're doing. But that's what happens. Guess I'm about to slow up. These people are taking their time. Oh look, there's still some little halos or some rainbows in the sky and stuff. This is some fascinating stuff. Fascinating. Look, little paws at the bottom. This is the life of a tourist. See, I was over there when I came here first day. I was over there walking across that bridge. Oh my, how I've grown since I first came here. Yeah. Yeah, here's this street I saw, Slusen. Might as well be Schlossen. Let's check it out. There it is. Slusen. Schlossen. Schlossen, Slusen. Schlossen. Slauson Avenue. Now on to find Crenshaw. Interesting Negro. So they have the ghost tours, which includes a tour guide who tells you about stories of murder, disease, and ghosts. And I imagine they take you down these alleys, these corridors. The thing about it is it takes place at night, so the spooky level is raised. So, but during the day it's kind of tame. I smiled at her and she smiled back. The other woman, I didn't know what to do. She was in such a rush. Didn't know what the hell to do. Lord Nelson. Support. All right, so this is day 4, right? Day 4, day 5, day 4. This is day 4, and when I came to Sweden, this was my first stop. I came here because I thought that my accommodation was here. I was wrong, but I was right, so right, because this is where I want to be, I guess. The Nobel Prize Museum. So this is like that place to be, and you got all these people doing their thing. So check out, this is the iconic like restaurant row outside the Nobel Prize Museum. Lovely little buildings, nice little cafes and stuff right here. So just hang out, enjoy yourself. And what kind of car is this? A Volvo. The proper Volvo. The car that is made here. Alright, oh, look at the pigeons. Yeah. And what's this? This little thing in the middle. Used to spout out water, I imagine, I suppose. Alright, I think the museum is open. The doors are open today. They weren't open the other day, so I'm just going to go on in and see what's popping. Let's get this tour started. All right, so I'm here at the Nobel Prize Museum, right? Check it out. So I went into the museum shop, and I just purchased a few postcards, cheap, you know, souvenirs and whatnot. Some stamps as well, so I can mail them from here. The young woman, the cashier, looked like she was Habesha. And so instead of saying in Swedish thank you, or even in English, I spoke to her in Amharic, which is the Ethiopian language. I said, "Amesegen alo." Well, she told me, "Hey, I'm not Ethiopian." She said, "I'm from Eritrea. And then I was like, "Oh, I'm sorry. You speak Tigrinya?" She's like, "Yeah, dude." She's like, "Are you Ethiopian?" I'm like, "No." She's like, "Well, how did? Oh, but you're learning about Ethiopia?" And I'm like, "Check it out. So, do you know or do you remember Nipsey Hussle?" She was like, "Of course." I'm like, "That's what I'm talking about, right?" So I tell her that, you know, Nipsey had a big impact on me, and I've been spending my time learning more about, you know, Ethiopian, Eritrean culture ever since. So she was like, "That's what's up." And we had a really good, you know, interaction thereafter. Before it was kind of like, you know, mechanical, just she was doing her job and I was, you know, answering questions as a customer. But then when we broke all of that down and broke out of that what is that called? That construct, and we just related to each other on a personal level based upon Nipsey, it was all love, it was all family, it was like, that's what's up. And I'm like, Bro, Nipsey's impact, you know, I'm all the way in Sweden, you dig? And this is that kind of reception, you dig? So I can't even imagine what it was like to be Eritrean and to have had an experience, you know? What were the Eritreans, what did they see in Nipsey? Because he was just doing, woo, can't even imagine. And for me, a black American, you know, I get one perspective, but the Eritreans get a completely different one. So yes, that's what it is. Those blue and yellow lights, I think that is a recent installment in that's a reminder of the Ukraine. So that's what it is.
The first part of the will of Alfred Nobel, the large copy there. If you try to read it, it's in Swedish, but that first part there is mostly names of people that he gave smaller sums of money in comparison to what he left for the Nobel Prize. Alfred Nobel was never married, and he didn't have any children. So the family that he had was the family of his brothers. His two older brothers had a lot of children. So he did have a big family. And when well now because they released the material. Yeah.
In the last display over here,
Yeah.
I can't see it, but is that a number? Could you read that number to me, please?
The 1934 and 109.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, that's the number of the nominee. So they put a number. So that's nominee number 109. That's an interesting nomination letter, by the way, or it's a telegram, which was quite usual back in the days. It's a telegram nominating Karl von Ossietzky, another journalist. I think the first journalist to receive the Peace Prize. And he received the prize in 1934, it says there. He was a German journalist who very early on reported, he wrote for a newspaper called Die Weltbühne, and he reported on Germany starting to arm up, which they weren't allowed to after World War I.
All right, so that's over with. And that was really dope because of all of those 109 connections. I wish I had filmed or recorded the conversation I had with the young Eritrean woman who works there. She told me what Nipsey meant to her. He was a success. He was a powerful leader because he made it, you know, and he was Eritrean. Now she said, she did mention that he was half Eritrean, and I told her that just because he was half Eritrean, you know, that's not a con. That's actually, you know, part of his mission, what I believe was his mission, because the dude was, you know, part African American. So I'm able to identify with that part of him, and she's able to identify with his Eritrean heritage. And I told her that those two parts, you know, that Nipsey was a unifying force, so that, you know, he was able to unify us, an American black man and an Eritrean. So that was the idea I shared with her. It was well received, and I don't know, her colleagues came out to be like showing her some support, and I'm like, look, I'm sorry to weird you out like this. I gave her my my stickers so that she can you know, check me out or whatever, but yeah, I guess I'm a little overzealous about this stuff, but I don't know, for me it's real. You know, she said, oh, you're supposed to say Eritrea on the sticker. It's like, yeah, but I haven't traveled there yet. I wanted to. I tried to travel to Eritrea in 2019. I was going to Eritrea, and then the Ethiopian Airlines crash occurred, so that scared me. Anyhow, that's the situation. It was really nice visiting the Nobel Peace Prize Museum, and Like, that's the capstone on this trip to Sweden. It truly is the capstone. Man, this was amazing to have had this. So the other thing is, this is the first place that I walked to when I came here. I didn't even know what kind of experience I would have, and there it is, you know? There it is. Got three wonderful situations. One, I was talking to the young Eritrean woman who works there. That was one aspect. The other aspect is Karl von Ostiki, that dude, a German journalist, you know, informed people about Nazism and militarism. He was warning people about the threat in his day. And there's a telegram there, and the telegram is for, you know, has written on it, you know, 109. And then the last thing is Malala. Malala was shot on October 9th. And part of the tour is her scarf. So I'm really kind of excited, kind of bugging. Like, I came to Sweden, and why did I come to Sweden? I think it was because of that. Yeah. So basically what it boils down to is, like, you know, it could be, it's like all of these trips, there's like an idea that, hey, you want to have a really nice trip. You really want to have a good trip. You want to have the best experience. But in the end, your experience is limited to how much money you have, the friends, the contacts that you have, the hotel where you stay. Like, all of these factors play into the experience. But if you can find something that connects with you and resonates with you even way deeper than just, you know, the material aspect, like, oh, I had the nicest hotel, oh, I was able to jet ski and swim and do all of this kind of stuff. If you have a deeper connection to the place than all of that, then it was worth it. It was completely worth it. And so this is why I came to Sweden. I didn't know it. I had no idea why I was coming to Sweden. I just knew that it was a $345 trip to Europe, and I was gonna be, you know, I was gonna be a very lucky guy in a very, you know, posh place. And here I am, encountering some of the coolest stuff. All right, so that's my story. It's my story, y'all. And it continues because we've got, you know, China over here. We got situations they're talking about China. So it is what it is, man. Life. Stop the persecution of Falun Gong in China. They're gonna start a protest, something. I remember the last time I saw one of these passageways like this, it was in Zanzibar, and as it was explained to me, this was a school, and the students, because they were being taught different ways of the world, I suppose, or because it was an aristocracy, they built this this bridge between buildings so as not to interact with the commoners. So they stayed above the people, the commoners stayed down here, and the aristocrats were educated inside these buildings, and they had no contact with the commoners because of a bridge like this. They would move from this building to the next. So I thought that was quite interesting, and here it is again in Sweden. I wonder if it has the same purpose, or if it's just a bridge between two buildings. I don't know. And look at all these people out here enjoying themselves, having a little meal as they do. And I wasn't going to do it, but I am going to do it now. The building of this majestic Baroque house on this street began in the 1680s for Rixons and all this other type of information. Whatever. This little cool little statue and all. It's got some music. Just taking a look see over here. See what I'm looking at. Bus over here. So I'm taking the high road. I don't mean to be all sorts of you know, overzealous about these numbers and stuff, but it's just what it is. I got a story. It's a pretty interesting story. I'm gonna just stick with it. So never mind me. But some of these people, like when I asked the lady on the tour, like she seemed like intensely worried, or like I was doing a little bit too much. I got that sense. I backed off. I asked her a couple of times if the first question I asked was if she could if I could videotape her speaking about Malala's scarf, and she said no, and it can't be published and all this other type of stuff. So I'm like, all right, that's cool, that's understandable. But then the other thing is I asked her if she could tell me the name of the Nobel laureate, because I didn't see his name when I looked. She said no, his name is there, and she seemed annoyed, agitated, and all this, and I was just like, but I didn't see it, like. And so at the end of that interaction, I told her, look, this is my last question, or that was my last question. I'm done. You know, I'm not gonna bother you anymore. I'm sorry. Sorry for annoying you. Sorry for everything, you know, for my questions and stuff like that. Yeah, I didn't mean for it to escalate to a point. Hell, even, I mean, it was quite obvious even when she began speaking. She was like, I'm gonna give my tour, but I'm gonna ignore you. I saw her do a little glance across everyone, and when she came to me, she like closed her eyes to glance or to look at everyone else. So it was quite apparent. You dig? You could consider it a microaggression, but she was nice. She was a nice lady. Look at what I'm looking at. A little toy store, a little train store. No train right here. Yeah, so I could sense that she was, you know, she was a little annoyed. The first thing that she did was, it was all good. First thing was just really cool. I mean, when I walked in, then she told me about the tour, which I did not know that she would be leading, and then. From that point, I asked her a few other questions, and she helped. So she was very helpful. But then at some point, it was like, hey, dude, you're just doing too much, and you need to back up. And I'm like, but I had a couple of questions. We're coming up on St. George's statue. I was over here the other day. Check them out. Got a proper miniature model store here. This is crazy dope. All kinds of cool for mariners. This is cool. BBRAVELER of all. Magazine. Fartigs Saga Magazine. I don't know. I'll have to turn his camera off in a minute. Oh, but this is a lovely angle of the St. George. Cocktails and Dreams. Just across from Cocktails and Dreams, you have this statue of St. George. Here's what I'll say about St. George. Whether you're in Sweden, whether you're in Ethiopia, whatever Christian nation you're in, you're gonna find a statue or a painting of St. George. I found them in Ethiopia. I'm now finding them in Sweden. I don't even go to church, so I couldn't tell you what the story about St. George is, but I can look at this statue and tell you he's a warrior, he's a fighter. So that's St. George for you. And so you see this religious imagery here. Oh, like I think I read on the CIA's page that like 60 to 80% are Lutheran Christians. Lutheran, or is that Catholic? I don't know. That's Christianity for sure. But here's the thing though. So yeah, whether it's a St. George or whether it's I mean that's a Christian symbol or a Christian icon, or whether it's an obelisk from Egypt, you know, we're all one. Humanity is all one, and we're gonna just find the same themes and ideas and stories everywhere that you go, everywhere that you travel. So that's what it is. Same thing all around the world, same song. That's what it is. All around the world, same song. I see what look like legs parting. A very sexual, exclusively bespoke tattooing. What the hell, bro? I see legs spread or with a penis. So that's a little wild there. Alright, I'm done filming for today. I'm just going around in circles, and I've got pretty much enough of a story to tell, so we're gonna go back and oh look, public restrooms, that's pretty cool. Haven't seen those. Speak of the devil, here is an obelisk and a statue. Just as I mentioned a second ago, this statue has one leg raised, which would indicate that he was wounded in battle but not killed. Holy smokes and gee whiz. Is this the changing of the guard ceremony? Is bro's moving? Just caught him starting his walk. He's making his move. Yeah, he's moving all right. And here we have Stockholm, Sweden. Oh yeah, the folks are getting out the way. They see him coming. Wouldn't that be terrible if the dude... Oh, this is the Royal Palace, man. Pimpin'. Pimpin'. Please don't come over here, man. I swear, bro. Looks like they're renovating the Royal Palace. Yeah. Where's he going on his post, man? Where you going, bro? Can't leave your post. Alright, so this is what I'm talking about here. Look at this obelisk, bro. So whether it's St. George or an obelisk, an Egyptian obelisk, and the symmetry, the iconography, the symbolism, it's all the same. We're all one, you dig? That's what's up. Alright, so he just went down the street. Oh, look at all the dudes up in the, like, the reliefs. Oh man, that's pretty dope up there. Yeah, he just went down the street. So don't go down to the corner to secure the corner. Yeah, man, this is what's up. Alright, so this is the Royal Palace. So the question is, how much are they gonna charge to get in here? You gotta walk behind, dude. He's switching it up, switching the guns. Got the kids filming. I'm filming too. Family's watching. Yep. This is the path. He's going back to his home. Go back to your home. He's going back to his home. Check him out. We're good. We're filming. It's all good. He's got his gun. Well done. Look at that. Wow. Alright, well, this is the Royal Palace here. Adult admission, 160 kroner. I don't know, I might have to skip this one, but what I will say about this is, look at that. And I think because they're doing renovations, it isn't open, and this is as far as we can get. Or maybe that's the ticket off as well. Guess what? I'm not going in there. It says the treasury and stuff. Yeah, this is really impressive. Especially, it's like, that's, if that were concrete up there, it's like, how'd they get all the way up there? Man. It's impressive. Oh, it's just a calendar of 2022. Oh man, if this thing were open, my goodness, it'd be glorious. Yup, but that's all you can see. Check out, oh, check him out, check him out. Oh, that's beautiful. Look at him, look at him. Uh-oh, this is the entrance to the Royal Palace. I have to pay 160 if I'm gonna, oh, check them out, they're moving. They're moving. Man, this is intimidating. Yeah, this is intimidating.
En dan laten we Martin. Ik heb zo'n luikje. Waar zijn ze? Waar zijn ze?
The University of Stockholm. I'll go down here. I haven't been down here. Or maybe I did come down this way. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. All right, now we're filming. Look at all this glorious sky. Look at that. Huge clouds above and shit. Just looks gorgeous.
Yeah.
Comes the bus.
A little uncomfortable.
It's pretty dope. All right, I admit this is getting a little out of hand right now. I mean, it's not like everything is some sort of interesting particular moment, but whatever. Decided to include it anyway. Found another one. All right, maybe I should have followed that 109 because I'm actually hungry. And that was at a Burger King, so I think I should have followed. Okay, I think I remember this way. I came this way the other day. Is there a 109 on the bus? Nope. Yeah, I walked this way the other day. I don't think I'm gonna find. I think I walked this way. World Trade Center, I don't know. I remember crossing this bridge. So I think I know where I am. I think I know where I am. Okay, peace.